So, Croc, obviously, it's been a couple of days since the Collingwood game. Now that you've had a bit of time to reflect, how do you sort of feel about the outcome of the fixture?
It's obviously disappointing to bow out of any final, and especially when we sort of work so hard to put ourselves in a really strong position at three-quarter time, and then to be overrun. So that's disappointing, and I know everyone involved was disappointed, but at the same time, the message is not to be too disheartened. I think our best football is still going to be pretty strong going forward. We've still got a pretty good list, both from a middle tier. I think of Jazz Garner, Emma King being 26, Jenna Bruton 25, Ali Gavalis 25, and then you've got Mia King, Ballaretti, Alice O'Loughlin. We've still got some young girls still to come in and be able to impact. So I think the future still looks pretty bright. So to be disappointed, but not to be too disheartened.
So obviously the VFLW season will continue for a number of weeks yet. Will a few of the girls head down into that team to sort of continue their development? Yeah,
I think we'll use it. They definitely use it as that developmental position. Who they'll be, we sort of haven't decided as yet. Some girls, it's been the longest season ever, of AFLW, and some girls will probably really need a bit of a break. Even maybe some of the young girls, like Ballaretti's played every game so far, so she'll need a little bit of a break. But at some point, it'd be nice for them to be able to utilise the VFLW to continue to grow their game and get better.
And on a personal note, it was your first full season as a head coach at senior level. How did you find the initial experience?
Oh, look, it's been really enjoyable. I have really loved working with the girls. They've been so receptive, with everything that we've thrown at them, different concepts that we've been trying to teach and coach. And I think they're starting to grasp some of those concepts. I think we'll be better for next year with another pre-season under our belt and continue to build on what we've developed. From a purpose perspective, it's been really good that the girls have embraced, what we're trying, the type of environment that we're trying to develop. One that's a little bit more high performing, for that part-time athlete, but also pretty well connected. So, that's been really positive. And to tell the truth, I now sort of flip back over into the men's program for the other part of my role, but we'll be excited about what we can do next year.
I mean, you mentioned a few of the young players we've got on the list before, like Brooke Brown and Alice O'Loughlin. Were there any players in particular that really caught your eye over the season that you weren't expecting?
I think there was some real improvement with some of the girls. Nicole Bresnahan down back, she went from, maybe playing the odd game to pretty much playing every game. Had a really good pre-season. Along with Daria Bannister, I think some of the girls that were down in Tasmania, they really benefited from being up and part of the program and being entrenched in the program up here in Melbourne. So, having been either fringe players or had injury problems like Daria had, to be able to come in and pretty much play every game was a real bonus for those girls. Ali Gavalis, I think, she's only played footy for a couple of years now, a few years, and she continued to improve and become an important member of our midfield. And I think it was good for Ballaretti to sort of come in and play every game as our high draft pick. Really clean. Still got a lot to learn and a lot to grow in her game, but I think she showed glimpses of the type of player that she can be. So, they're probably a few to sort of make mention of. But in saying that, I thought some of the other girls, continued to improve their games as well.
So obviously the focus has to shift now to next season. How do we sort of review and retool to have another crack at hopefully going even further next year?
Yeah, well, a big part of what I spoke to the girls about immediately post-game, and it's always difficult, if you're not going to play finals, you always know that, round 9, that's the end point, and you can pretty much prepare for what happens next. When you make the finals, you don't know when that end point's going to come. So, when obviously the curtain got brought down on our season straight after the game, I just said to the girls, it's really now time for a bit of self-reflection. Self-reflect on your game. What the season looked like, what you were happy about it, and what are the areas that you think you need to work on to grow and get better. Because again, if we get some growth individually from everyone, well, hopefully collectively that will translate into the team just getting better as well. So I'll give the girls a couple of weeks to think about their season, give them a bit of a template to work around, and then start catching up with them and just have those conversations with them. And then we'll start to sort of work on what pre-season looks like.
And the 40-player squad for the under 22 side was announced this morning with Daisy Bateman and Talia Randall both earning nominations. How impressed have you sort of been with their development and performances over the course of this past season?
They've both shown their capacity to be really good players in the AFLW season. Talia, I think, has got the attributes in her game and I've said this to her openly, that to be pushing for All Australian at some point. She's athletic, she's competitive, she's got a thumping kick. There's obviously areas that she needs to continue to work with her game, but I think she's a really, really good player and is really developing for only sort of, as you said, like under 22. And Daisy again, stepped up. It's a tough role playing as that sort of small to medium forward, and I think she kicked 8 goals for the season and bobbed up at really important stages and kicked some important goals. But I know Daisy's not happy with where she's at either and wants to continue to work to become a really, really good player in this AFLW system. So, it's really good recognition for both of those girls, but I think that they've still got a lot of growth in their games as well.
Thanks, Rock.
No problems. Thanks, Dan.